Hello, everyone. Gather round. Yes, right here up front. I don't like to strain myself. Come on over. So many bright young faces. There's still room up front. That's nice. Today, today we will be reading a story. It's one of my favorites. We will tell a tale of heroic conquests, noble deeds, beautiful damsels, terrible monsters, lavish excursions. Well, let's just get right on into it, shall we? Millennia ago, back when the world was flat and people lived in bliss with their polytheistic gods, the great empire of Rome stood at its peak, its might and grandeur unparalleled. Its rule stretched from the coasts of North Africa to the land that we now unfortunately call France, and on to the isles beyond. Within this great expansiveness was a man named Constantine. Constantine was a man of tremendous physical prowess. His biceps bulged with fury, and his eyebrows protubrated immensely from his forehead. He towered over crowds like a black man in China, and he had the testosterone levels of a fully grown male bear. He ruthlessly fought through the ranks of Rome, eventually gaining great power with the title of emperor. But the thirst for power, young children, as you most certainly will be oblivious to as you excel in the world as the businessmen and politicians of tomorrow, is not one easily quenched. In order to gain greater control of Rome, Constantine waged war against his rival, Maxentius. On the eve of the great battle, Constantine was visited by God, the Christian God. A glorious vision emerged from the otherwise translucent sky, the writing of God himself. It read, Hoc sino victor eris. By this sign you will be the victor. The clouds then parted, and from the heavens descended Christ himself, accompanied by glorious choirs of angels, whilst heralding trumpets proclaimed his arrival. Beautiful damsels and devout worshippers came out to bestow gifts at his feet. They then killed the fatted calf, picked the best fruit from the vine, and began to feast into the night. After much festivities, Christ bestowed the Chi-Rho, the sign of victory, unto Constantine, and the soldiers then bore it on their shields. The next morning, when they marched into battle, Maxentius's soldiers faced not only Constantine's men, but the awesomeness of God's might. It turned out to be quite a horrible massacre. The landscape was bathed red with blood, and the corpses were mangled in grotesque disfigurations. Limbs were scattered, heads were severed, and Constantine emerged victorious. With his newfound victory and his newfound God, Constantine formulated the Edict of Milan, which authorized religious tolerance throughout his empire. Constantine took complete control of Rome. Unfortunately, Constantine proved to be a terrible ruler. Under such senseless leadership, Rome seemed destined to fall. In an act of desperation, Constantine went back on God and instead made a deal with Satan. Satan promised the emperor magical powers on the condition that he sell his soul.